Alrighty, what's going on, Average Joes? Now I'm back with my end of year strategy for the end of the year. Before this video, I came out with my thoughts and on how you should plan your end of year strategy, reading strategy for the next 2 months to close out the year. I will link that down below, but that was my previous video as I put these in the right order, publishing wise. But now I wanted to share with you my reading plans for the next 2 months to close out the year and what I plan on reading. What I mentioned in my previous video was that really there's only 3 books that are actually on my schedule, like hard on my schedule, that I'm going to get to. But everything else is just going to be mood reading. So everything else I'm going to list here is, we'll see what I feel, we'll see what happens. And there's a solid chance that I read something that is not on this list, that I didn't think of, that I didn't go through my list, because I'm just playing it fast and loose by the end of the year. You know, things are going to happen. We have a lot going on by the end of this year. We're going to be traveling back to the States for about 2.5 weeks. So that's a lot of traveling there. December, we're probably going to be in the middle of a move. So more on that coming down the line. But yeah, so the end of the year for us is going to be pretty crazy. So we're just going to see what happens and see what I feel like reading because of everything that's going on. So the top 2 reads that are going to happen 100% are, we were finishing these buddy reads, read-alongs that we've been doing. I guess a lot of people have been doing the Books of Babel, Senlin Ascends reading up into the release of The Fall of Babel. So the book 4 comes out in November. So everybody's been reading 1 a month up until then. I know on Holly Hart's channel, we've been talking there. On Leslie's channel, we've been talking there as well. A lot of people are going through 1 a month. And yeah, so the Fall of Babel is going to happen in November. I don't know when it comes out, but I'll probably have to wait until it actually comes out to read it, obviously. So that might be the 2nd or 3rd book I read in the month. The other one will be book 4 of Shadows of the Apt. This is a read along going on Alan's channel, Library of Alexandria. So this is book 4 of 10, but I think the first 4 books are its own self-contained story, and then there might be a time jump before it goes to 5. I really have no idea how it works. I haven't started book 3 yet. I'm about to very soon, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. So I am recording this in October, so that's also why. So yeah, Shadow of the Apt, Senlin Ascent, or Books of Fall of Babel, those 2 are 100% happening. Then I have a first time ever not reread, because I DNF'd it. So I am retrying a book that I DNF'd at about the 30% mark. Because I've been doing a lot of smaller, quicker, higher paced reads. I DNF'd this one because I'm not one for flowery, overly wordy, poetic prose. And that's what this book was and has, and it just was not for me. I was very bored, very, 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 very bored during the whole thing. I zoned out while I was reading it, not knowing what the heck was going on. But the premise is so good, and I think I am the only person ever on BookTube to actually besmirch and not like this book. And Stephanie from Stephanie's Bookverse is also going to read this, and that is Tigana. So I'm going to give this one another try. I think mentally prepared to know that it's just going to be overly wordy, long, forever prose. Knowing that going in, I think it'll help a little bit. The fact that I read Count of Monte Cristo this year might help, because that was a really long one that dragged out as well. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I don't have the highest of hopes. I think my feelings are still going to be the same toward it, but I just hope I can get into the plot, because the actual plot and the premise of the story sounds good. So that's going to be a challenging read to close out the year. It's going to start in November. I believe she should be reading it in November as well, and we're gonna chat about it. So I have to stick it out if I'm reading it with somebody. After that, we'll see what else pops in. I think this one I almost was ready to pick up like now or even next, before I read the 3rd book of Shadow of the Apt, and that is Spirit's Vengeance. This is book 3 in the Mortal Techniques series by Rob J. Hayes, and it has been fantastic. I read Pawn's Gambit earlier this year, Never Die last year. The series has been super great. It seems like the books keep getting better and better as they go. Of course, Petrick talks this up highly so much. So yes, Spirit's Vengeance, I 100% want to get to. I'm loving the world, loving the series. They are their own self-contained stories with new characters in each, but there's always crossovers and references to the other ones. So I'm really interested to get into that. And they're usually really quick. They're like around 300 pages, I think, a lot of them. This one might be a bit longer, and I haven't looked it up yet. but I know they read quickly. They're very, very good. And Rob J. Hayes really knows how to write an ending. They always have some big twist or crazy thing happen at the end of those books so far. So really excited to get to that. Two of the series that I put on my reading agenda list earlier this year. So I do a priority tiered list each year for my reading plans. And some of the things that I put on there that I did not even read one of that I wanted to continue was the Sebastian St. Cyr series, which I did a Why You Should Read on that, and Star Wars EU. So going back to the Star Wars Legends books, I read two of those this year. But I was like earlier this year, I was like, okay, I want to read one a month because they're super short. Most of them are super short. Actually, I think I read three this year. I read three this year at least. So I'm on the fourth one. So I wanted to read one per month, and it went well. Like January, February, I did that, and then I didn't read another one until like May, and then I just haven't read one since. And I have the next couple, so I should really read the fourth one, or at least get into the fourth one, because I need to continue my Star Wars EU reading, and that way I can put out another video on it and actually make that content, because I've just failed in that one. So Star Wars EU, I really, really should get one of those in there. I don't even know what the page count is on the next one, but it should be easy enough to fit in. And Star Wars is just fun. And it's, with as far as mood reading goes, it's an easy filler book, an easy palate cleansing book, because you already know the Star Wars universe a lot. You're just introduced to a new set of it, new characters, but you're still familiar with a lot of things. So it's really easy to pick up and just throw in. So you have those. Nightmare Land, I'm just about to finish. Probably tonight I will finish book 2 in Nightmare Land Chronicles. These are novellas, so super short, like 140 pages or something. Read it like in 3 pre-bed sittings. So I'll probably do book 3 just because they're so short, and I am really, really liking them and the dark style of it. It just got pretty gruesome in the second one, but I'm really liking them, and they're a day read. They're like a couple of hours read, so easy novella to throw in. Then Insomnia might be another, depending on how Tigana goes and how long it takes. Insomnia by Stephen King. 100% need to start reading some more Stephen King. And Insomnia is where I've left off in the multiverse. I've mentioned this in so many videos, and I just need somebody to keep reminding me, kicking my butt. Like, if you have nothing to say in future videos, you can just tell me, hey, have you read Tigani, or have you read Insomnia yet? Just to make me feel bad because I haven't. So I give you full permission to do that if you want. But Insomnia, we'll see if I get to it. The one issue about this, I guess it's not really an issue. All these books that I'm naming so far are all Kindle reads, but Insomnia is the only one that I actually have physically. So I don't know if that is a good thing or a bad thing, because I travel with my Kindle, and it's more likely that I'm always going to have my Kindle with me, versus if we, when we go on vacation or we pack up in the move or anything like that, that might get packed up. So we'll see what happens. I might carry it with me. I don't know. It takes up some room. It's a little chunky, not too bad. I wanted to, well, I guess here's the second physical book. I might be starting this weekend. Maybe, we'll see. I was supposed to read Frankenstein for the first time this year. I've never read it. I finally got it on the Penguin, Penguin Classics edition, so it matches with the other ones that I have. So that white, black backing, white stripe on the bookend, whatever, the spine. So Frankenstein, I might try and read. I really struggled with classics in the past. Each of the classics that I've read have been like 3-star reads. So we'll see if I get to that, but it's not very long, so that also bodes well for it. So maybe I'll do Frankenstein. We'll see. I can always put it off. I mean, it's existed forever, so I can either do that or the Haunting of Hill House or something like that. I have that one. So Frankenstein. Okay, now continuing for series wise, Powder Mage. I have read the first one in June, and I've been wanting to read the second one, but it's been kind of a slow going effort because of everything else that I've thrown in with the other read alongs, and then the October mystery thrillers and horror reads that I want to get into. So I might try and fit in book 2, because I have liked the other ones, and it's gotten some hit or miss reviews recently, the series in general, but I've liked it. It's kind of for me, because it's very on the surface level, plot driven story, which I do like a lot of. The characters are flat at times, but maybe they'll get better. Usually book 1, aren't always as invested in the characters. It just depends on what direction the author takes it. So Powder Mage, I might get to the second one of that. It'll be an easy one to throw in if I want some fantasy, because there's not a whole lot of other fantasy in here. So that could be it. There's really like not much magic going on. after I get past Shadow of the Apps. Then finishing off, the last one that I actually wrote down that I've thought of is a either Harry Potter or a middle grade read. So the last 2 years ago, I don't know, we're getting the illustrated editions of the Harry Potter books, and 2 years ago when we were in San Diego, I read the first two or three, the illustrated editions, and I decided to pause and I'll get to Goblet of Fire down the road. So I still have Goblet of Fire, and I haven't read that one yet, ever, like ever. So that's where I've left off. So we have the illustrated edition. I might read that, but again, like I said, we're going to be packing up. It's a big book, so I'm not going to be traveling or carrying that with us anywhere we go, even with the move. So it would have to be probably this month because it'll probably be packed up by the time December comes around. We'll see. But if not those, then there's other middle grades that I have. Green Glass House. There was another book that came out that we have, and then there are the Keepers of the Lost Cities. I think I'm on book 6 of that. So that one is another one that I could throw in because they just read so super fast, and middle grades during the Christmas season just are kind of fitting to me because they're just like very positive experience. I don't know how to put it. They feel good vibes, I guess you could say. Yeah, we'll go with that, feel good vibes. So yeah, I could throw in a middle grade. We'll see, but all of those are physical books, so that is kind of a struggle to read a lot of the times. But we'll see. It might just be a long weekend kind of thing. Not sure. So that's my end of year plans. So far, my reading agenda has gone pretty well. I mean, like I said, I've punted Robin Hobb until next year because I don't want to start a new series, but that is going to be the first book that I read next year. But I'll come up with my priority tiered reading agenda list in December sometime. I have about a month, about as of right now, like 2 months to get that done. So yeah, I'm going to use November to kind of help hash out what I want to read next year. I think I would strongly advise you to as well. As I said in my end of year strategy video, this is a great time to do mood reading. Finish up maybe a series that you have going on, buddy reads, whatever. But I think this is a great time of year to do mood reading, knock out some of these smaller filler books, and not end the year on a high note, and put off some of the bigger ones or new series to January to start next year strong, and then look forward. So that way you have something to look forward to next year instead of trying to cram as much into this year as you can. Just end on a high note, mood read, have some fun with it. And that's how I'm going to end the year. So that's where I'm going to end this one. Let me know what you think. What do you want to read to close out the year? What do you have on your list? What is something you need to get to? Tell me all these things down below in the comments, and we can chat more there.